Good evening, John O'Flaherty, the B3 burner, and I'm wondering if I'm good enough to do this all in one take without having to edit. It's getting late on Saturday night, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you about the new replacement Leslie speaker that came in on Friday, March 18th. That was yesterday. The old one, which was defective, I'll explain why it was defective, is already in its shipping box with the proper label, ready to go back to Sweetwater in Indiana. I forget what city they're in, but they're somewhere in Indiana. We had a problem where the overdrive wasn't working. When you turned on this overdrive, it wouldn't do anything. Hear how you hear a click? And then you can hear sound out of it? It's an overdriven signal. It wasn't doing that before. And the other thing that we noticed is that, look, the tube is lighting up. Those are just LED lights that are kind of fake and make it look like it's a lit tube. I don't think in real life that tube is hot enough to light up. Now, a little bit about overdrive. It's not always desirable, but in some cases you have it, you want it. The organ has its own overdrive knob, and then you can also overdrive from the output end, the Leslie end. So if you look, there's all the way down is tube off. Turn it up, and then what does that say? It says max. Then you have tube mode. I believe that's a 12AU7 tube that's in there. Yeah, this is a replacement tube, 12AU7. And it's got two modes, soft and hard. Hard is probably harder driving, like an AX7. The funny thing is, you hear the humming sound loudest when you can't see it real well because it's not painted white, but when the hash mark is at about the 60% between soft and hard, when you turn it all the way to hard, it goes down. The volume of the output seems to go down a little bit. So let's give you some examples, and we'll hit a chord. Doesn't matter which one. Let's turn that off. Max out the volume down here. Jeez, foot pedal not facing the right way. I just came home from practice not too long ago, so okay, so girlfriend's not going to be too happy about that. She already went to sleep. No, I'm kidding. She's out watching TV, but she probably still wouldn't appreciate it. All right, so that's supposedly a clean signal. Actually, let's take all the overdrive out of the organ and make it a totally clean signal. We'll use the same chord. All right? Okay. Oh, what the hell. Let's max out overdrive with this turned all the way to soft and see if we notice a difference. Well, it gets louder. And that wasn't even all the way up, so tell you what, let's turn the volume down a little bit. So if there's crunch, we can hear it, but at a lower volume. About the same. So let's turn it up to hard. See if we notice a difference. Hard drive. I don't know. Just seems to be the same loudness, but with an extra hum. All right, let's back it off a little bit. Right? Where I said it's a little bit more noticeable. About 60%. I think that's about 60% between soft and hard. Oh, boy. All right. All it does is give it more headroom to make it louder. And it just makes a louder humming noise. So I'll turn it off and go back to, without changing the volume on here at all. Most of the volume's in the same place. I'll put the pedal all the way to the floor. And notice it's much quieter with the same organ setting. So what it does is it brings up the volume, crunches up against that light right there. This is the power amp overload light. That is a light you don't want lighting up. These lights, that red light, that's a cool red light. That red light, that's fine. That just shows you're using another preset. This red light, you don't want to see that light up. That means you're overloading the amp. Not overdriving. Overdriving is what you're trying to do when you run the, where is it? When you drive the tubes. This isn't overdriving, this is overloading. It can hurt the speaker. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Is there really that much noticeable difference in the overdrive with the Leslie 2101? I don't know. It's not earth-shatteringly different. For me, it's the principle of the thing. I paid money for this instrument. I expect all the features to work. Even if I don't use them, even if the changes are subtle, I still want them to work correctly. So that's the story with that. And everything else is functioning perfectly well. So it's not like in order to get this, the overdrive working correctly, I got sent a unit that has something else broken. So thank goodness for that. I'm John O'Flaherty, P3 Burner. I'll talk to you next time.